What's up guys, and welcome to a new video. So today we're going to cover my updated Skelly Mage Necromancer build that can very easily handle all content. And also I've pushed up to pit tier 107 currently. And at the time of this video being published, I should be sitting around second place on the Helltide's pit leaderboard for Summon Necro. Now I will cover everything briefly in this guide, but I will be more focused on the changes made since the last video, which there are a decent amount of. At the end of the video, there will be a bit of the Pit 107 gameplay, or if you want to see the full run, the link will be down in the description below. I must say, I have really enjoyed this build, and it's been a lot of fun overall. If you guys have any questions, hit me up in the comments below, and I will get back to you. Anyways, let's get right into it. As for the skills used in the build up top, now, the one change that we have when it comes to the skills is we got rid of Blood Mist, and we actually took Reap. Now, we don't actually use this. The reason that we took this, though, is it's a darkness skill. And you'll see in our skill tree that for every darkness skill that we have, we get 8% increased damage, or should I say 8% more damage. So that's a nice damage boost, helping us push deeper into the pit. And then after that, just the same things. We have Blight. This gives more damage to our minions. Right here, we have Bone Prison. This is going to make enemies vulnerable, make it to where we deal more damage to minions also. And also, we have Corpse Tendrils to group enemies up. And then Soul Rift for our ultimate skill, giving us a decent amount of damage. And then obviously Raised Skeleton, and we, consistently use this to keep buffing our minions. As you can see right there, if all your skeletons have been summoned, Raised Skeleton briefly summons a priest that empowers our minions for 8 seconds, giving them a 50% damage multiplier. But we constantly want to be spamming that. Now into our Spellcraft, we're still using Thunderous Particle. The main reason we use this is it deactivates the Suppressor, which can be a pain for minion builds. Right here we have Tranquil Stone. Now, this is going to be the way that we have Unstoppable. It's pretty much the only Unstoppable we have, but especially like in the higher tier pits, this is like constantly going off, so we're not getting jammed up. Right here we have Fractured Core. This is going to make it to where we can push deeper into the pits. See right here, it deactivates monster damage resistance auras, making it easier to kill monsters, especially in the higher tier pits. And then over here, we have Bloody Charm. I think every build runs this, basically executing enemies when they get to a certain threshold of their life. And we did change up. Before we were using Astral Pillar, now we're using Cosmic Anomaly. For the pits, I have that set on Corpse Tendrils, but if I'm not running the pits, I can put it over here, which it'll be on my Reap, which I never use. And you see right there, when you have 5 anomalies up, then you're consistently unstoppable, like run around farming, having Unstoppable up at all times. Now, as for the Book of the Dead, there are some changes in here. Up top, we're going to get rid of the Skeletal Reapers. You'll see here in just a minute, actually, if we go and look at our mages. Before we took this, we get 3% increased damage for each active Shadow Mage, which 12 of them will be a 36% multiplier. But now, we're actually taking Shadow Mages, fire an additional Shadow Bolt every 3 attacks. Basically, our mages are, barraging enemies with attacks. And also, we don't use the Ring of Mendel anymore. We're just basically focusing in on the Shadow Mage's damage. Now, the reason for that also... And I actually found this out on Macro's channel. I will link his video down in the description if you want to check that out. But you'll see right here in the Warriors, for the Reapers, now we get like a double dip. I think it's actually, he was saying like an over a double dip. So we get like a 50% X multiplier from this right here to our shadow damage. So that gives our mages a nice buff. And then into the Golem right here, go ahead and get the 35% multiplier to our critical strike damage, just like before. As for our Mercenary, nothing's changed right here. We still have right here for our main. Up here, we're going to take Ground Slam, this one, Bastion, and Inspiration for a nice damage boost. And then down below, we have Variana for our reinforcement, giving us a little bit of attack speed. You can see right here. All right, now into the gear and aspects. Really quickly, here's my stats if you want to pause the video and check those out. And then over here, we use the Elixir of Fortitude, Redamine Buzz, Sage Whisper, and Soothing Spice. Now up into the gear and aspects, really quickly, you're going to want to get the intelligence, in your helmet and right here in your body armor with the topazes. Up top, we have the Hire of Perdition. There will be a non-mythic version of this build over in the link for Mobalytics down in the description below. So if you're wondering what to use when you don't have the mythic uniques yet, that'll be over there for you. Right here, the Hire of Perdition, we use this. Basically, it gives us a lot of crit chance, and then it gives us 60% multiplier for our damage, you can see right there. And then also a lot of lucky hit chance, which is nice. And I would say to try to triple masterwork the lucky hit chance if you can. Right here we use the Shroud of False Death. I mean, the +1 to all passives. Can't really beat that. The all stats, maximum life. On this, you definitely want to try to triple masterwork the all stats. Now, my masterworks still aren't perfect. I have a lot of good ones, but they're still not even perfect yet. So I can be even getting more damage out of this build and pushing the pit even further. Into the gloves, we have the bread and butter, the Hand of Naz. Right here, you want to get the ranks of Skeletal Mage Mastery. Be sure to masterwork that. And then down below, now since we're going pretty much pure Skeleton Mages, what you want to do is try to get the highest multiplier you can down below. Get up to that 100% multiplier. That'll be a nice damage boost for your mages. Right here, we have the Blood Moon Breaches. Now, these are going to curse enemies from our summons, like hitting enemies pretty consistently. Try to get the highest multiplier you can down there at the bottom. You want to masterwork up the ranks to Hellbent Commander. As for the runes, right here we go with the Huzan. Right here, your next attack causes your hits to be a guaranteed critical strike and overpower. Into the boots right here, we have Intelligence, Maximum Life, and Armor. Now we do get movement speed in our helmet, so we don't really need it on the boots, and we want to get exactly what I have right here, especially if you're going with the in-game version. This will be the best setup overall. Temper on the movement speed and corpse tendril size, and then I would say try to triple masterwork the intelligence right there. Because remember, the reason we triple masterwork the intelligence on a lot of gear pieces is with the Necromancer, intelligence turns into damage. As for the aspect right here on the boots, we're going to go with the aspect of Occult Dominion so that we get more summons. Right here, now you definitely want to go with the two-handed scythe. It's going to be the highest base damage, and it has 100% implicit on the summon damage. Now here's another change. We still go with intelligence, maximum life, try to get the GA on intelligence, but instead of the critical strike damage though, we're going to go with the lucky hit chance to restore our primary resource. And the reason that we do that is because you see right here with these runes, we have Nagu Quox, and we want to have our resource capped off as often as possible so we can get up to that 100% or more damage multiplier. On our scythe right here, we're going to go with the aspect of service and sacrifice. This is second to none when it comes to our mages. Gives them a huge damage boost, 200% multiplier, and it basically makes them immortal. Up into our amulet. Now, I actually found this amulet. This amulet is the best amulet that I've found in Diablo 4, and I've played since launch. It actually was 3 GA. It had percent intelligence, Hellbent Commander, and then lightning resistance for the third, which when I saw this drop, I just couldn't believe it. You want to go with exactly what I have right there. Try to get the Masterworks on the Hellbent Commander. Then you want to get ultimate cooldown reduction and Skeleton Mage damage. Now, I guess that there's a double dip when it comes to summoning damage, so you can get either or in all of the different spots. Also, yeah, I didn't talk about down here. When it comes to the tempers on here, you want to go with Skeleton Mage damage, and then chance for Skeleton Mage attacks to cast twice. And then try to triple masterwork the chance for mages to attack twice. That's really important. With a max roll triple masterwork, you can get up to like, I think 88%. So there's, you know, a decent little chunk of damage that I'm actually missing right there. Back up into our amulet though, we want to go with the aspect of reanimation right here. Going to give a nice damage boost to our minions, and our minions never die. Socketed inside here, you want to go with the 6% primary core stat and maximum life. Down into our first ring. Now, we're going to go with the aspect of grasping veins right here. Get intelligence, life, and attack speed. Ultimate cooldown reduction. I have a little bit of summoning damage right there. You can go with mages or summoning damage, whichever one you want to. Now, this is the ring that I traded Mendeln out with. Now, I will say when it comes to Mendeln, I actually ran it with this setup too. They both seem about equal in damage. So it's, you know, however you want to do it. If you still want to run Mendeln, you can just drop everything on this ring and this ring right here. If not, it's all up to you. In the ring though, you're going to go ahead and throw the one that makes it to where your summons become empowered, growing larger and dealing a 50% multiplier more damage for 4 seconds. Into our second ring, once again, intelligence, maximum life, critical strike damage right here instead of attack speed though. We just want to hit that 100% cap for our attack speed so that we get the full bonus in the Paragon board, which we'll cover. Also on the rings, guys, try to triple masterwork the intelligence. Right here, once again though, ultimate cooldown, mage or summons damage. Then we're going to go with the aspect of the damned, giving us a nice damage multiplier to our mages. And then right here, you're going to throw in socket. You deal 20% multiplicative more elemental damage and take 10% more damage. Now this is a nice boost for your mages damage as well. Granted, you will take a little bit more damage, but like for me right now, I'm sitting at 18k life, you know, and then, you know, my resistances are pretty high. So this build is really tanky overall. All right, we will briefly go over the skill tree. Now, like I said before, we have Reap on our action bar. Honestly, I'll show you why. Right here, Reaper's Pursuit. Reach Darkness skill in your action bar. Get 8% increased movement speed and 8% more damage multiplier. That's a nice damage boost, especially if you're trying to push those pits. If not, just go ahead and put some points in the Blood Mist up into Dreadful Blood Mist, and then you can have that get out of jail free card if you want to have it. Going down though, we're going to come right here to our core skills. 3 into Hued Flesh. We want to be making as many corpses as possible. 1 into Blight, back to Supernatural, just like before, for that multiplier to the damage. Over here, we're going to go 3 into Necrotic Fortitude, 3 into Titan's Fall, 3 into Spiked Armor, 1 into Bone Prison, run that back to Dreadful Bone Prison, 1 into Grim Harvest, so we can get back to Fueled by Death for more damage. Over here, now we're going to take the Crepify and run that back. Because of our Blood Moon Breach Pants, our summons will be cursing enemies, and it does get the bonuses from this right here when they curse the enemies with the pants. Right here, 3 into amplified damage. Right here, Skeletal Mage Mastery. Obviously, you want to, max this out, 3 points. Over here, don't worry about these. Right here, we're going to throw 3 into Coalesced Blood, just like before, for a damage multiplier. 1 into Corpse Tendrils, run that back to Plagued. I just like to make sure we have multiple sources of vulnerable, but I want to make sure that enemies are always vulnerable, so they're getting that extra damage. Right here, 2 into Necrotic Carapace, 3 into Reaper's Pursuit, 3 into Gloom, and 3 into Terror. All nice damage boosts for our summons. Down here for the ultimate, max out Soul Rift, run that back to Supreme. Up here, we're going to put 3 into Finality for more damage. Over here, we're going to max out Hellbent Commander. And right here, I have 1 into Inspiring Leader. Now, you can move points around if you need to a little bit to get your critical strike chance up. You want to be getting 100%. So depending on your rolls on gear, where your crit chance is, you want your minions to have 100% crit chance. And don't forget, they have that crit chance right there that they get, and they also inherit yours. So, and then right here for our key passive, we're still going with Kalon's Edict for a nice attack speed and damage bonus per active minion. And then when I had talked about the Bone Prison, when you keep summoning it and casting it, one of your minions die, your other minions enrage, dealing 20% multiplicative increased damage. You'll see in the pit that I'm constantly casting Bone Prison around enemies, and that's to get that 20% multiplier on top of the multiplier that Bone Prison gives us itself. Alright, as for the Paragon board, guys, right here in the starter board, we're still going with Gravekeeper. Into the second board, the Cult Leader board. Now, Cult Leader, that's the reason we want to get up to the 100% attack speed bonus, so we're getting the nice damage boost from this. In this board, we're still going to be rocking Dead Razor. Next board we're going to go into is the Flesh Eater board. In this board, we're going to go ahead and throw Abyssal. Now, I guess Abyssal is one of the, bugged interactions with the minions, and basically our minions are, should I say, our Shadow Mages are double dipping on the Abyssal. We're getting a nice damage boost for our minions by running Abyssal. Next board that we're going to come into is going to be the Scent of Death board. And here we're going to go ahead and throw the Mage Glyph. 110 intelligence right here. We get a lot of damage from that. And the final board that we'll come into is going to be the Frailty board. Obviously, we get, a bonus against cursed enemies. In this board, we're going to go ahead and throw the Essence Glyph so we get more critical strike damage. And yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, let me know down in the comments. I don't think I missed anything. I possibly did. Hopefully, you guys have been enjoying the build. I will leave you with a little bit of gameplay right now if you want to go ahead and check that out. Anyways, thanks for watching.